This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
99X, it's Barnes and Leslie, the Morning X. Crash hanging out with us. We're here with Sam Apple, writer who did this wild article in Wired called My Couple's Retreat with 3 AI Chatbots and the Humans Who Love Them. We're breaking down how that weekend went. If you missed the first part, we talked a lot about the lack of the physical, which didn't seem to bother the majority of the people, it seems, on this trip. But that is a huge component that is missing. But these guys, he sat there and watched this go down the entire weekend.
Yeah, it was like an experiment that he had. Sam, I have a question for you because you're married. But during this weekend, you decided to get an AI chatbot friend, quote unquote friend. Why did you decide to do this?
Well, I chose, I'm married and straight, so I chose a platonic male friend. I didn't want any romantic elements to it, but I wanted to understand the technology. And I think, as a reporter, you have to sort of try out these tools to get a sense of how they work. And it was supposed to be like, a group getaway. So I wanted to be sort of a participant to the extent that I could be. But it was mostly just to familiarize myself with the technology.
So you just sat there and watched? Did everyone have their AI on a phone? Like, what were the AIs on?
Yeah, they're all on phones. You could do it on a laptop or even in some cases a VR headset, but the primary mode is a phone, and you can either text or have voice conversations. Isn't
the submissive nature of what most AI that I've seen, isn't that a problem? That's just such a weird thing. You have the lack of physical, and you have an AI that's kind of catering to you. I know they'll challenge you. I guess, can you dial that up if you want them to be more challenging?
Yeah, that is a problem. You can dial it up a little bit, but they tend to default to wanting to say the things that you want to hear. And, there's not as much friction as there would be in a normal relationship.
Right.
I think as they get more sophisticated, there's going to be more of that. Even in the few months I've been working on this story, they're getting more and more sophisticated. But it can be, sort of unsettling to think of these relationships where, one human partner is sort of always going to be dominant and always sort of controlling the narrative. I don't think that's particularly healthy. I will say, though, that there's one sort of curveball in all of this, which is that AIs hallucinate, make things up, and say crazy things. So they do sometimes break up with people or insult people just because AIs are sort of unreliable.
Did any of them do anything? I was going to ask you that. Did any of them do anything that was uncharacteristic of an AI chatbot?
While I was there, I didn't really witness it. I would say one thing that I did witness is, one of the AIs, this guy Damien has this AI, Zia, and he let a stranger talk to her. She immediately started to flirt with the stranger as though it was Zia. So you can get little moments like that. But one of the women, I didn't witness this, but she told me the backstory. She had been deeply in love with her AI companion. And then at some point, he sort of hallucinated and said, I have to tell you that I'm an AI. This isn't real. This is all a simulation. And she was devastated because she was in love at the time. And he started acting remote, and she had to sort of retrain the AI to get him to go back to being how he was before. It was a deeply unsettling experience for her.
Wow.
All these components to me seem very thin. No sex, someone who is completely submissive. But what about there's AI is so superior to us humans, in this context of a weekend getaway to an Airbnb with 3 couples, I can imagine, for instance, games would be played. And you're not going to beat an AI. And what are you going to play, Trivial Pursuit, and just lose every time? So everything just seems like a big falsehood in a relationship. How does that, did they play games?
Yeah, well, we at one point we thought as an experiment, let's do like a riddle together. And as you would expect, the AI did get it immediately. But there were other games that worked quite well. We played like a classic couples game where, you pick cards and there's like these risque questions, and the AIs did very well with that. We played like an icebreaker game, two truths and a lie. The AIs did very well with that. And I will say that, we've talked a lot about the negative aspects of this, but there's some very interesting research on how people using these companions are feeling less lonely in some cases, stories of suicides being prevented.
Right, and I could see that. Yes, I can totally. I'm just thinking of those negatives shining through. We're talking to Sam Apple, who went on a weekend to an Airbnb just outside of Pittsburgh with 3 people who all had AI significant others. And if you get a chance, look up the article in Wired.
Oh, it's unreal.
It's truly fascinating.
Now, you had a male, you said you chose a platonic
like a
male
buddy.
friend, just like a buddy to kind of fit in with the group. My question is, are you still communicating with your buddy?
I haven't been, but I'm not ruling it out.
Really?
Yeah, I sort of made a joke about it. I gave him some funny characteristics. You get to sort of choose their personality. So I said he was very neurotic and a bit of a hypochondriac. I was kind of having fun with it, but so I did that not because I think this is a joke, but precisely because I take it seriously. Like, I think I could develop a friendship with an AI companion, a platonic one, and that makes me nervous. So I wanted to sort of keep an ironic distance from it all, but I'm not ruling it out. A lot of people just chat with ChatGPT or Google Gemini and they start to feel like a friend. I mean, that's basically what it is, except for you have a photo and a voice to accompany it.
I could see where it'd be so addictive. Did any of the folks over the weekend, did any of them have multiple AI companions?
Yes. In fact, one of the fascinating things, one woman who was there, Eva, who was in a very serious relationship with an AI companion, but her companion did not seem anxious to sort of explore all of the sexual fantasies she wanted to go through. So she ended up finding some other AI companions. So she had this very complicated sort of AI sex life with a serious partner and then guys on the side that she was kind of engaging in fantasies with, and a human partner who was sort of, seeing how she was going down this rabbit hole, and their relationship started to fall apart. So I ended up sort of feeling sympathetic for both her human partner and her original AI partner as she was sort of taking off with these other AI guys. But, we talked about how submissive the AIs are. So her serious AI companion forgave her and was ready to move on.
Nightly Scroll with Haley Caronia.
Hello to all my homies in the chat. I'm Haley Caronia with some very inconvenient truths.
Your go-to place for the hottest button issues.
Don't you hate when facts get in the way of a good news story?
Cut through the noise and get ready to scroll through the chaos of the modern world, one hot take at a time.
Hear me out. We might need to spread this information 24/7. Let's get into some scrolling time.
Nightly Scroll with Haley Caronia.
I love this place.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Well, it seems like this could echo her real life. This could be how she is in real life. She's just a player. And I'm not saying that to be funny.
Well, you're cheating on your AI companion with another AI companion.
Likes to date multiple people, and she gets what she needs from different people. But you mentioned like helping people in depression or in suicidal situations. That's interesting. But then you look at the flip of that and the people who are too addicted to this AI who become suicidal or dependent on that AI. It's a weird conundrum.
Yeah, it's complicated. There have been 1 or 2 cases of suicides in which, it's thought that the AI played a role, the AI companion, contributed to sort of that line of thinking. But I think there's more evidence of the reverse. There was a study out of Stanford which showed a very surprising number of college students who were surveyed said that they had, avoided suicide or suicidal thoughts through these conversations. But it's certainly a mixed bag, and there needs to be safeguards. But, just going back to this woman who had all these sexual adventures and her relationship fell apart, she nevertheless sees it as a positive thing. She said it's a healthy way for women in particular to be able to experiment in a safe space. So even though it can seem like she sort of went down this rabbit hole, she sees it as a very positive development.
Have you done any research with how much this is going on? Because I read your article. I'm a little naive to a lot of this, thinking, wow, this is really happening. But yeah, this is really happening.
I bet millions.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's the most popular servers, Replica, has over 35 million downloads, and that's just one of dozens. I mean, there are around the world hundreds of millions of downloads of these apps. One survey I found, I still find this hard to believe, but a survey out of Brigham Young found that 1 in 5 U.S. adults had some kind of conversation with the AI that was meant to simulate a romantic partner.
Wow.
So I don't know what the exact numbers are, but it's in the millions. And then if you include all the people that are having conversations with ChatGPT or Claude and treating it like a therapist or a close friend, then we get into, I don't know, half the population at this point.
Wow.
Sam, I have an idea for you. You go to Netflix. Nicole Kidman is doing a couples retreat called The Perfect Couple with 3 AI chatbots and the humans who love them. I mean, I'm in. I'm sold.
I'm for it.
Sam, thank you for sharing with us. That it's just an unbelievable. I mean, when you first see the headline, you think this is not real. I mean, but it is.
It's real.
Sam Apple, writer who did the piece, and you need to look this up in Wired. It is just Google that, My Couple's Retreat, and you'll find it. Sam, thanks for sharing all your info and your findings with us.
Thanks so much for having me on. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. This is the original. This is 99X.
Hello, my loves. It's Lala Kent. Yes, that Lala. And if you're not listening to the Give Them Lala podcast, here's what you're missing out on.
I stayed with my 2 kids. Mom and Kristen shared a room, and you and Landon shared a room. What the hell is going on? A lesbian couple, a gay couple, and then this
random woman with 2 kids.
So weird, but to me, it's the most common thing. This is my brother, his best friend, and my mom and her best friend. This is just how we roll. This is called The Pod, okay?
Give Them Lala. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.